Hi guys, Zanderson977 here today to do JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders episode 12 review. Now, this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was a very simple episode. It was simple, straightforward, so this review won't necessarily be very long. So, first I'll start off with the summary. Um, initially we start off with Joestar and his group arriving in the city of Varanasi, India, and we see this narration about the Ganges River, the holy river in the city of India in Varanasi, and the narration was pretty good. It was impactful. It gave you a real sense of the importance of this place, Varanasi, and with the birds flying and all of that scenery. It was very good. The animation for that scenery, I liked it very much. It was pretty good. So then we see eventually how the pimple on Joestar's body starts looking like a face, and then next thing we know, he went to the doctor to get it cut off, and when he thought it was being cut off, it was actually the stand on his arm attacking the doctor and stabbed the doctor in his eye. And now the stand has started doing things. It grew an arm. It started putting him in trouble. When the police was looking for him, he had to evade, he had to run away, you know. So this stand is unlike the typical stands that we've seen before. This stand, it attacks the opponent in a very in a very roundabout manner. It's not a big, it's not a big, powerful, straight up, upfront stand where you have to defeat as we normally see with the other stands. And it seems that in this case, Joestar's stand will have the most trouble in dealing with this type of stand user. So they selectively used him to be the focus of their attack for this stand user, which is pretty smart and it makes perfect sense. I mean, if it was Jotaro and the other guys in his group, this stand would have been defeated, in a jiffy, just like that, because their stands are more brute force, more physical, able to do more damage, whereas Joestar's stand is not really suited for fighting other stand users. But we see in this episode Joestar still develop unique combination, unique ways of using his stand to defeat the stand user. So as I was continuing to say, this stand it attacks the opponent in a very roundabout manner, in a kind of spec ups type of way, but not necessarily the case. It's just it it it's not really suited for upfront combat fighting. It's suited to be, as I said, something that attacks you in a very roundabout manner. So Joestar would be the perfect candidate to use the stand on. And we see Joestar, struggling with the stand, trying to figure out what to do. But he's pretty smart, and he came up with this idea of using his stand, Hermit Purple, to make a spirit photo to find out the special kind of tar where it hardens after a certain amount of time. So he used that to find the location of this tar, found the location of the tar, dipped it in there. The stand thought that it was trying to suffocate it, but to Joseph Joestar was the one who knew better in that situation. He wasn't trying to suffocate the stand. He knows better than that. He's trying to harden the stand. He's trying to use the tar to harden around the stand so that the stand will be immobile. It wouldn't be able to move. And then once that is the case, he used his stand Hermit Purple to um to hang off this ledge, like a kind of rope, and tied it around all around the stand on his arm, and then came down with a lot of force so that it basically tore the stand to shreds, basically. So as I said, that's a pretty unique and inventive way of using his stand Hermit Purple. Even though it's not necessarily suited for combat, he still found a way to use it effectively in the way to defeat the stand user, which is good. So this stand user is defeated, and we see that it's really the girl. Well, I had my suspicions from last week episode because we all saw what the girl did to Joestar, putting that kind of blood mark on his arm. Next thing you know, it grew into a pimple who turned out to be a stand on his arm. So we all knew, but to Polnar's surprise, when he was about to make the move to have a kiss or something like that, all of a sudden we see the woman show her true colors. We see this big fat ugly woman and lying there on the ground, and Polnar is taken aback. He's shocked to his core, can't believe it that he almost did something like that. So that was pretty funny, and that was pretty cool. So the episode ended off with them in the evening, everybody regrouping, and they decided to drive the rest of the way to this other location. And then right as they begin driving, we see this car right behind them, which, as we know, more than likely or most likely it's another stand user. So Dio's group is coming after JoJo's group very, very hard, I have to admit. It's just been, for the past couple episodes, stand user after stand user after stand user. There's been really no rest for them. Literally. Every time they always have a stand user to deal with. So that shows you the determination of Dio and his group and what they want to do. But this also brings up another point, that regardless of what they are doing, even though they already took out Avdal, for the most part, Joestar and his group are still progressing towards Egypt. And Dio and his group, the stands that they have and the people that they have, they keep getting beaten. So what's the case actually is that it seems to me like right now at this point that Dio and his group are running out of stand users to fight against Joestar and his group. So eventually, I guess after a certain point when Dio runs out, we'll see what he decides to do next. But at this point, I'm pretty sure that his group that he has going after Joestar and his group, they're running out of guys, so they should be pretty desperate. So that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.